Atheists, why are we having this conversation at all? Need I remind you that, according to what you claim, I believe in a fairy tale equal to that of Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny? With that in mind, I see your critiques of our apologetics on the matter of evil as equal to asking me to give you an apologetic on why Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has a shiny, red, glowing nose that can pierce the fog. Surely you see the absurdity in asking me that, because to participate in such a conversation means that you have to accept so many other things that you don't accept to begin with. That there is a Santa Claus or a sleigh that reindeer pull. So even though it's funny to you to critique the apologetics, and even though you like to poke holes in it and say, ha ha ha, see, there's no way a reindeer could have a glowing shiny nose that pierces the fog, you look even more absurd participating in the conversation. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. As I watched Prof. MTH's most recent video where he promotes 8-foot man-child and religion-free deist, I noticed a comment by another atheist that said, we really need to drop the problem of evil phrasing, or at least phase it out. The phrase problem of suffering is just all around better communication of the problem and generally frames the whole conversation in a more accurate manner. Now, why would he say this? I wonder. Could it be that he sees the absurdity of having the conversation in the first place? So I jump in and I say, I see why you would say that. After all, admitting there is evil is problematic for an atheist worldview. That said, suffering does not encompass all the word evil does. For instance, someone that dies of starvation is suffering. Someone that starves at the hand of a person intentionally withholding food is evil. Now, Prof jumped in here and he pointed me to a video by Todd Allen Gates. I have to say I was a bit disappointed though, because all he did was continue what 8-foot man-child started, and that is to just laugh about our explanations of evil. Yet he gives several examples of what he may deem evil, and again is participating in a conversation that I'm not sure why he's participating in. Now, like Burrowbury, he calls evil suffering. But the fact of the matter is, it seems that we agree that there is something called evil, even though we want to call it something else. So I might ask you guys, what's your apologetic on evil? Whose problem is evil anyway? In my worldview, there are opposing forces of good and evil. In your worldview, such a struggle and dynamic doesn't exist at all. Now, if I were to ask you for your apologetic on the topic, I suspect many of you would say, well, you know, human beings have free will. It wasn't given to us by a God, but we have free will, and therefore we should be able to choose extreme moral choices and extreme immoral choices. Or you might say, you know, I really don't know why there's a problem of evil, and it's something I don't have enough evidence for and I can't explain it. But then, how are either of those any different from what we're saying? Wouldn't that just make me want to do what you guys are doing and go, that's ridiculous? Just wondering.